everyone, we're here back at Glass with Chef Travis. What are we going to learn today?
We're going to learn how to make gnocchi, which is a very classic Italian pasta dish. What we're doing it with today is ricotta, which is the base, and it gives it a really nice creamy texture. When you get a nice sear on there, it gets crispy on the outside and it stays creamy on the inside. So the way that you make ricotta gnocchi is you start with your ricotta, you add some eggs and oil. Put on a glove or you grab a whisk and you whisk it all around. It's going to be very liquidy. Then we start to add our dry ingredients, which would be our grated Parmesan, our seasoning, salt and pepper, and last but not least, flour. And the reason why we go in last with the flour is because with pasta, you could always make it drier, but you can never make it wetter. So if you mess the pasta up by making it too wet, that's fine because you add more flour, you fix it. But if you add too much flour in the beginning, there's no way to fix it. So after we have all of our ingredients mixed and seasoned properly, we get our dough, which we put in the fridge. The dough will sit in the fridge for about 20 minutes to a half an hour until it's nice and firm. And you keep it wrapped in plastic, this way it doesn't create a hard outer exterior. So we keep it all the same texture. And then when it gets to a point where it's workable, we start to roll it into logs. And what we're looking for is a certain type of texture or feel to the dough. You'll know if the dough is too loose, if it becomes too malleable. You'll also know if it's not correct, if it breaks apart too easily. But when your dough is perfect, you'll be able to roll it like this. It'll take a shape and it won't break.
Cool.
And that's how we roll our dough. After we roll our gnocchi dough, we get to the point where we're going to shape the dough. And what we want to do is we want to cut what's called pillows out of the gnocchi dough. So you make sure you work with a floured surface and get your pillows cut. And then you bring to the table what's called a gnocchi roller. And what's neat about this is they're only 13 bucks. You can buy them on Amazon. And when you roll your pasta, it creates divots.
Oh, interesting.
Now, the reason why you want divots in your pasta is because when you sauce them, the sauce is something to hold on to. And this is something that's fun and easy. And if you have kids at home, it's almost like playing in the kitchen. Kids will love to learn how to roll gnocchi. You want to give it a shot trying to roll one?
I guess, yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
I'll be good at it, but is there a trick to it?
Yeah, you just got to roll it fast.
Whoop.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad.
All right, one more. Gotta be a pro here. Whew.
Look, it's not bad.
So, Travis, where did you learn to make this?
When I was younger, I worked in a restaurant down in Delaware Gap, and next to our restaurant was a place called Antelaus. A guy named Mike Delato, he was from northern Italy. We would get together on Sundays and we'd work on certain pasta recipes together. And he taught me this dough, and it's something that's I've always enjoyed cooking.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So we finished rolling our gnocchi, and they came out pretty nice. So we've let them sit on some parchment with flour, and we let them dry out a little bit, typically like a half an hour, 45 minutes. And what that does is that just helps to hold its shape while it cooks. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it in our simmering water. And you always want your water to be right almost at a boil, not quite boiling. And we don't salt our water because we've already salted our gnocchi. And we're just going to wait for our gnocchi to rise to the top of the pot. As you guys can see that our pasta has risen to the top of the water. That means it's almost done cooking. Sometimes if you want to give the pot a little tap, that'll help to take whatever pasta is stuck to the bottom and kind of rise to the top. But I'm pretty sure we've gotten all of it now. And once the pasta rises to the top of the water, we're going to let it sit about 30 seconds, which it pretty much has already. And then we're going to go ahead and very carefully scoop our pasta out. We're going to give it a little shake to get the water off and put it right onto parchment with oil. And the reason for that is this way it doesn't stick to anything. And the pasta could then go and cool down at room temperature.
So, Chef, what are you putting in the gnocchi today?
Well, our gnocchi has had time to rest, and we put it in the cooler to cool it down a little bit. And this is our made product right here. So we're going to saute it with a bunch of ingredients we like in the restaurant. First, we're going to get our pan almost smoking hot, which you can see. We're going to add a little bit of oil to it, just enough to coat the pan. We're going to go in with our gnocchi, and we're going to start to sear our gnocchi up. One of the things that we use for sauce is we make a brown butter with our gnocchi, so we're going to go ahead and put some butter in right now. As you can see, the gnocchis are starting to caramelize a little bit already. So, we're going to brown those gnocchi up, and then we're going to start adding some of our other ingredients. One of the ingredients today is a sherry sauteed mushroom. We're just going to let them brown up with the gnocchi. And we'll let that butter get nice and brown. So once we get a little bit more butter in there, we can start seasoning our gnocchi and our sauce. I'm going to add some black pepper to it. Just a tad bit of salt, since we already salted our gnocchi. And then we're going to go with some of our other ingredients. And if you notice by this time the butter started foaming. It's brown. Has a nice nutty smell to it. So we put in some peas and some spinach. We're going to give our gnocchi a nice toss. As you can see, the spinach is beginning to wilt. Everything is browning up nicely. It's got a nice shine from the butter. And now that the dish is nice and hot and caramelized, it's time to plate. Bring our gnocchi to the pan. I like to try and stack the pasta just a little bit. And then we're going to finish with one of our favorite ingredients, the Parmigiano Reggiano.
This smells so good, Chef Travis. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's have a bite right now.
That is so good. Amazing. So it's all mine, right?
You can have it. If you guys want to try my gnocchi dish too, you can stop in and see us at class Wednesday through Sunday. We have this on the menu right now. It's under the chef's plates, and it is a house favorite.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chef Travis.
You're welcome.
Hope to be back soon and eat more delicious food with you.
All right, let's do it.
See you guys later at Glass.